ברשות כבוד הרבנים, אני מתכבד להזמין את הרב שמואל יוסף רידר, שיציג בפנינו את התוכנית של פרויקט סיום הש"ס העולמי. יש על כל שולחן פקט של סיום הש"ס, תוכלו להסתכל בפנים. אני מבקש מהרב רידר שיבוא לשאת את דבריו. בבקשה.
Good morning. Good morning. HaShass, the president of the Conference of European Rabbis, Chief Rabbi Goldschmidt, who I understand learns Daf Yomi every day, and also has a very HaShass son in New York, Rabbi Minyamin Goldschmidt, rabbi in the Park East Synagogue. HaShass, Rabbi Goldwicht, who has always been very helpful in his time and ideas. Chief Rabbanim, Dayanim, Rabbanim, members of the Board of Patrons, community leaders, and from Agudas Yisrael, Rabbi Naftali Miller and Rabbi Shai Markowitz. I'm a balabus from New York and know my place, and that is to listen to you, our Rabbanim, our leaders. It's actually quite awkward for me to stand up here today addressing Chashav Rabbanim and Tamidei Chachamim. However, I am a shliach of the Moetzes Gedolei HaTorah of Agudas Yisrael of America with two messages for you. Number one, to invite you to join us to the global Siyum HaShass. And number two, to share some of our learning programs in preparation for the global Siyum HaShass. The global Siyum HaShass will take place, Bezras Hashem, Dalet Teves of this year, January 1st, 2020. It'll take place in a stadium that holds 90,000 people, the MetLife Stadium. In the last Siyum, 6 years ago, we, Baruch Hashem, filled it to capacity. And this Siyum, Bezras Hashem, we have several other locations as we plan to have several 100,000 Yidden participating together. We invite you, chief rabbis, your community leaders, and your communities to join us B'Kavod Gadol. About 2 years ago, we approached the Moetzes asking for direction and theme for the Siyum HaShass. The Nover Minsker Rebbe asked us what our thoughts were. We reminded him that 6 years ago at the last Siyum, we had approximately 16,000 children learning L'Zecha Nishmas the Kedoshim, the children that were killed in the war. They learned over 350,000 Mishnayos and approximately 2 million lines of Gemara. The question was, do we focus the Siyum on those who finished the Daf Yomi, who worked for 7.5 years, or do we create a different theme? The Rebbe and the Moetzes gave us the following direction. He said the Siyum has to be a Siyum for those who learned Daf Yomi for 7.5 years. However, he said, use the Siyum as a platform to increase Torah around the world. The theme is Kihem Chayenu V'Yarech Yameinu. Consequently, we have 4 programs in the United States that we respectfully would like to share with you. Number one goal is to increase Daf Yomi learning. We did research, and the young men in their 20s and 30s want to learn, but need a social component with their learning. They want a chabura. They want more lavda malchus. They want more Sunday morning breakfast. They want more social interaction. That's the mitzias, and when we started instituting these suggestions, the chaburas have grown wildly. Number two, to engage non-Daf Yomi learners. The theme is come to the Siyum as a participant and not as an observer. In other words, we want you to learn, we want the members, the non-Daf Yomi young men, to learn something and be a participant at the Siyum. Under Rabbi Shai Markowitz, we are reaching out to over 550 shuls in the New York area and asking the non-Daf Yomi learners to divide Shas between them and finish it. I think we have over 75 shuls that are finishing Shas between now and the Siyum. If the shul is not large enough, we ask them finish a Masechta. Individuals should finish a Masechta, or they should finish a Perek. Finish something so you are part of it. The goal is really not January 1st. The goal is January 2nd. The goal is Kovei Itim. And the feeling of the Rabbanim were that once they get into the shvang of learning, now to January 1st, the sweetness of Torah will change their life, and B'ezras Hashem, they will continue. We have been extremely successful in the States with this program. So the first one was the Daf Yomi, encouraging more Daf Yomi programs. Number two is to encourage what we call the Chavrei program, to finish something to be a participant. Number three, we have a program for the children. We spoke to most yeshivas in the United States, for the yeshivas themselves, yeshiva katanas, to organize the boys to complete Shisha Sidra Mishnah, and those who are learning Gemara to try to finish a Masechta. We started the program approximately 7 weeks ago, and Baruch Hashem, today, we have over 25,000 children registered, and is growing every day. We went to Mexico, we went to Panama with these three programs. Both Mexico and Panama adopted all three of the programs and have been very much sliach. They, B'ezras Hashem, plan to join us in New York. So we have the non-Daf Yomi, we have the Daf Yomi programs, the non-Daf Yomi participation, and the yeshivas. The last point is Kiruv. We met with 9 Kiruv organizations in New York, asking them for ways how to make the program more understandable to their population. In addition, as we visit shuls, we ask Balabatim to invite a not yet frum person, a neighbor or somebody at work, and learn something with them towards the Siyum. If they learn Torah and they come to the Siyum, their life will definitely be changed forever. One more amazing initiative is we spoke to the chief rabbi of South Africa, Rabbi Goldstein, the originator of the Shabbos Project. He has well over 1 million secular Jews participating in his program. Now he's going to start Project Learn. He's going to teach them Pirkei Avos on social media, and our goal is to invite his population, which we think at that point will be maybe 500 or 600,000 secular Jews, to participate through the media, through social media at the Siyum, HaShass. And so can you imagine, for that half an hour, about 91 countries, or probably the entire civilized world, will be united under the umbrella of Torah. My dear Rabbanim, we respectfully invite you to join the Global Siyum HaShass. There will be accommodations for travelers and shiurim the day before and the day after. We would be delighted to share them with your community. Thank you for your time and attention. We prepared a brief video about the Siyum HaShass for your pleasure. Thank you very much.
This is the profound message